Okay friends, it's time to get started on replacing our rear tail lamp assemblies. To do that, you want to have the tailgate down, and then we're going to access our two mounting screws. These are both Phillips head screws. Let's remove the pair. Now we can carefully grab onto this, and we'll remove it from the bed of the truck. Now I'm just going to carefully turn this over, and at this point you can see that there's a little tab right here. Let's go ahead and grab onto that tab. We'll pull it away and remove the wiring harness. Inspect your wiring harness. If you see any funny colors, it's corrosion and it needs to be dealt with. This one looks great, so let's set it aside. Now on the back side of this, we're going to want to remove our two mounting screws. You should see one right here and then one all the way up at the top. As you can tell, ours are completely rotted, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut these off, and then I'll put in some brand new screws. Once you have both of your bolts out of the way, let's go ahead and pop this off of here. Obviously, we want to be very careful not to damage it. Slide that right out of there. Remove the seal from it. You want to inspect the seal. Make sure it's not full of debris like this one right here. Just go ahead and clean it off. If it looks like it's broken or damaged in any way, you want to make sure to replace it. Otherwise, water might make its way inside of your tail lamp assembly. The next thing that we're going to do is inspect our bulbs real quick. You want to make sure that they're in good condition and they're not damaged overall. Other than that, you want to pay attention to the circuitry that comes across through this. Make sure you don't see any green crusties in there or anything that makes it look like it's damaged. This one looks good, so let's get ready to start installing this into our new tail lamp assembly. Let's get our gasket on the tail lamp assembly here. You want to pay attention to all these ears that you can see across here. One's going to go on the outside and one's going to go on the inside area of the tail lamp assembly where it's supposed to sit. Take this, make sure it lines up. There we are. Now we can take this, line up all three bulbs with where they belong. We'll slide it down and in. Once you have it so it feels as though it's sealed, let's continue on with our screws. Start this on. Them both started. Let's go ahead and snug them up. Make sure it's seated all the way across, and let's get back over to the truck. Let's go ahead and turn this over. Next, we're going to put in our clips. You'll notice if you look at one side, it's got a little piton in there. The other side's pretty much just flat. We want the flat side facing towards us. Slide it on just like that. Do the same on the lower one. Now we can just line this up. When you look at this, you're going to find that you have two hooky-doo looking tabs. Those are going to go right into the body of the truck right along here. And of course, we're going to plug in our wiring harness at the same time. Go ahead and slide that in. Listen for a nice click. Give it a tug. Make sure it's secured. Now we're just going to come in at an angle like this so we can get those hooks into the body. Slides right in. All right, let's grab our mounting screws. Now we'll put in our two mounting screws. I like to start them both in by hand before I snug either of them up. Now once you have them both started, go ahead and snug them up. There we are. Now once you have everything completely mounted, go ahead and double check it, make sure everything functions properly. After that, go ahead and do the same thing to the other side of the truck.